hottest podcast on the planet, JNP.
3, 2, and we're live.
What's up, man?
Chris Skywalker. I don't know how to say your last name. We were just talking about this,
What's
but
good? It's Mogaddam.
Chris Mogaddam
Mogaddam.
in the house.
It's like M-O-G and the name Adam.
Mogaddam.
Mogaddam.
That's pretty easy.
That's fucking
It's a little
easy.
intimidating when you try to read it, though, you know?
It's easy, man.
My man. CEO, owner, founder, Double Ops Functional Training, where I just came from. I took that 5:30 class.
Yeah, I saw you in there.
That shit's real, man.
Yeah, dude.
I love those workouts.
Yeah, we love having you in there. You got good energy.
Man, I try to bring it, you know, every
You
time.
bring it every day.
It's a
dude.
great environment in there, though, you know? It's
It's a good environment, man. We got lucky. We got some good people around here.
yeah. So how'd you get
It's really what it
that?
is.
Like, what's that story like? Like, how'd you come to?
You know, you just got to hire the right people. I
Yeah.
think you just, you got to be consistent. We can go and deep into it. you
Oh
know?
yeah, let's go. I'm here because I love the energy y'all have in
I don't
there.
know. I
like-
think I got a chance to dissect all the hit brands as they were popping up, probably over the last 10, 15 years.
Mhm.
Barry's been around for like 15, 20 years, I think.
Is
now.
that one of the
Yeah.
first ones, Berries?
Yeah. And then there's been a lot of other ones around here that have been up and rolling for a long time.
Mhm.
I think they progressively have gotten better, over the last, I'd say, 2, 4, 5, 6 years.
for sure.
They've definitely significantly gotten better quick. And I mean, of course, there's random, systems out there that do random weird shit that's just like, okay, that was cool. Probably won't go back there. Probably won't do that every day. But
CrossFit.
CrossFit or just whatever. I mean, there's just
Yeah, that was not my
I've seen
shit.
some funny things out there, but to each their own, and if it gets somebody out of the house and gets them moving, hey, I'm all for it.
Yeah, for real. That's
So
the biggest
that's-
thing, man.
But I think there's also something to be said about doing it fucking right,
Yeah,
doing it well.
100%.
And I got all the right experience. I got better experience than most of my peers that own studios or created brands.
Yeah. What kind of experience? Like, what are you
Um,
referring to?
In terms of fitness experience, programming the workouts.
Mhm.
So, we have, we're well known mostly because of how well our workouts are programmed.
Yeah.
So I don't know if you've noticed, but
Love 'em.
we have a very large number of fitness professionals that train at our studio.
Yeah, they're always in and out of there.
Fuck ton of fitness professionals. So, and they have memberships,
Mhm.
top, people in the industry from Pilates to like yoga, they're all members. They're paying members, and there's a lot to be said about that. You don't typically see that many fitness professionals from all angles of the industry, members of one studio, but what we do at Double Ops makes people better in whatever it is they do.
Yeah.
It's a strength and performance based studio. So
Yeah, it's a good mix for sure.
Let's
'cause
perform, baby.
100%.
Let's go.
Hey, man, that's how I feel too. Because I was like, my little fitness journey, like,
Let's talk about it. Fuck, I remember.
man,
I
I
remember when
was.
you came in.
Oh, way before that though. It goes way back. Like I was like 15.
Oh, yeah, let's talk about it then.
Got my heart broke. You know how that goes. And I was like, oh, I need to, because I was a little chubby guy.
Yeah.
I was like, oh, I need to lose some weight. Like I need to get jacked so my ex girl will miss me. Like type.
Hey, that's,
So my cousin was a bodybuilder. Wrote me like a
I think
bodybuilding
a lot of people have a
plan.
similar
Yeah,
story.
I feel like that too. And then so I just ate iron for like 3.5, 4 years straight. I got pretty jacked, but then I'm like, what am I doing this for? Like it wasn't really like fulfilling. Like
Yeah.
it's just like I'm not even doing this for me. Like what the like.
I mean,
So,
I think as long as you're staying healthy,
know.
great. But if you're doing something that's, above and beyond what you really need to do,
Yeah.
like
Bro,
being a
so,
bodybuilder, is that what you're doing?
I wasn't a bodybuilder,
Oh.
but like I was just like on this strict diet, like because I was trying to get as shredded as
I
possible.
mean, dude, sometimes that's tough,
Yeah.
If you can incorporate it and make it part of your lifestyle, just through like, the neighborhood spot that you go to, like
Exactly.
you do now, and you're not burning yourself out, and I think that's kind of the best way to do it. It's the
Exact-
healthiest way to do it.
100%. Because the 45 to 55
I
minutes.
think
is,
our workouts. I don't think I know. I program all of our workouts. They're all in between 47 to 55 minutes.
47, 55. But even that.
The weekend workouts are an hour.
They're an hour.
We have
Boiler room?
We have one workout. It's called the salt course. It's an hour and 5 minutes.
Is that Saturdays?
It's a grind. Yeah, that'll
That's a
come back
fucking
in the fall.
grind. I'm ready for that one.
Yeah, so the workout shift. They shift. I'm not sure if you noticed this because I don't know how many months have you been a member?
3.
Yeah, so you've seen
3, 4.
you've seen one shift. So every season, the workouts go from whatever workouts we have, because we have pretty badass names for the classes and everything else, and they shift to completely different workouts. So, right now we have, jet fuel and heroes, and we got, basic training. We have the destroyer, and, in the fall we'll probably have juggernauts and, silverbacks and, assault course and some of these other badass workouts. And they're all different. They all have their own themes, and they're all programmed, take a long time to program because they all have to work in conjunction with the other ones. And so it's just why I think it's why it separates us. I know the other studios across the country that do very well. There's a few in Santa Monica that do pretty well. They're not very well known, but I just know they program very well. And then there's a couple across the country that do a damn good job.
Yeah. So where'd you learn to program? Like,
I got, so if you want to hear the whole thing. So I got into the business, I've been in sales for a long time, and I've always been I've always been like the number one sales guy in every business I've ever been in.
Yeah.
I've always been successful at sales. I got to a point where I was burnt out, and I was like, I just didn't like it. I didn't like this, like deceiving. Being in sales isn't necessarily deceiving people.
Right.
Just
you're kind of like a chameleon.
You're a fucking you're like an actor.
Yeah.
You're like an actor, just like showing up one day and putting on an act and just trying to put on all these closes, and just it is what it is. And so I was good at it, but I just didn't fill up my heart.
Right.
And I was young, and I always from a young age had high goals and high aspirations. So after college, I was like, I started my own business, and I was doing my own thing for a long time. And then I got into sales, and I was like, I just didn't. And I had been doing sales since I was a young kid. I basically always was an entrepreneur. I always started my own businesses. And when you own your own business, you got to do sales. Yeah. That's the part of it I didn't really like, right? It's the part of it I didn't like. You had to grow up and really learn how to. So through experience, I grew up. I started a marketing company like right when I started college. When I was a kid, like I said, I was an entrepreneur. So I was like 15 years old. One of my friends, I was putting Christmas lights on everyone's houses, like all my friends' houses, my parents' house, my aunt and uncle's houses. And so my friend's older brother gave me like legitimate Christmas light business, his business. He was taking a job traveling around the country selling spas. And so he gave me his Christmas light business, and maybe he just gave me like a handful of clients, whatever it was. And from there, I just got a ton of more clients as a kid. I was 15 years old, dude, and it's Newport Beach, so you're charging an arm and a leg. So I'm learning how to make and wheel and deal, and I'm hiring my friends in it was 1996, 7, 8, 1995 and 96. I'm paying my friends like $15 an hour. My parents and like my uncles and people were just like, the fuck you? Yeah. You're paying your friends more than we pay you when you come work for us. I'm like, yep. Honestly. So, I did that for a while and started making storages for a big apartment complex because I noticed that there was a special model you had to make and no one knew how to do it. You had to like hire a contractor, but my parents had they built a spare room in the back for my twin brother because once we got into high school they kind of wanted to separate us because we got in a lot of fights, and that's a completely different thing. I got a twin brother. Yeah. So. I got to know this contractor, and I did a side deal with him. I was like, hey, I got these models that I got to build for this. I basically was just putting up signs at this building saying, hey, I'll build your storage units for you. And everyone started calling me. So I was paying this guy, a third of what I was making from the clients. So I learned how to do business. By the time I was 17, 18 years old, I learned how to hustle pretty well. I didn't know how to start an LLC or any of that bullshit. I was still inexperienced in business, but I was learning how to do it, and I was good at it. And so I started a marketing and management company right out of college, and then I really learned how to start do the financial part of it, and do some bookkeeping and all that stuff. And it was fun, crushed it. It was a marketing and management company and event company, so we worked with a lot of the local surf brands, and it was just a lot of fun, a lot of events and stuff. And I was going to Chapman at the same time. So, I was like, what the fuck am I going to do after college? I guess I'll just run this company. I'm successful doing this. But it was around 2008, 2009 during that time. Or no, it was 2007. I graduated, kept running my business. And at the same time, I wanted to dabble and do, into some like career type jobs. Mm-hmm. So I was running my company, doing well with that. And I was working for a few other companies like here and there. I worked for one, then I worked for another, and just trying to see what I wanted to do. I just realized I was good at sales, but it was just like, again, it was just like empty heart, no reward, like you don't win some competition or like, it's like, it's just like, fuck, you're showing up, you're being an actor, you're doing all that shit. So I took a job as a contractor renovating hotels because I had, construction experience for working with one of my uncles one summer. And
damn, you've been all over.
I was renovating hotels, basically going around the country. I started in Vegas, and I helped with turn that was Aladdin into the Planet Hollywood, and then I went to Scottsdale. I renovated the entire Old Town Marriott. It looks like a fucking prison from the outside, but it's it's probably much nicer on the inside. It's been years since I've been there, so 10 years since I did that stuff, longer. So from there, I just was like, I just did that to get away from sales and just travel.
A little closer. My bad.
Oh, sorry.
Yeah,
I just did that to get away from sales and travel a little bit. But I wasn't happy doing that. It was like, I was a contractor, so I was like, not to say there's anything wrong being a contractor. That's just not what I wanted. That's not what I wanted to do. And I just took the job because it was just going to get me out of what I was doing before. So I just decided, I was like, I'm going to do something I really want to fucking do.
Yeah.
I was actually working on the World Center Marriott. Like 60 employees. It was just like a fucking nightmare. I did not want like to be doing what I was doing. And so basically I was like, and the owners of the company that I was working with just they were being shady, doing some weird insurance stuff. And like, I was like, I just noticed what was going on. I was like, I don't want to work for these people. So they told me they were going to send me home for Thanksgiving, and then they didn't. And then I threw a fit, So I just was like, I'm here in Orlando, but I'm not going to show up to work unless you guys fly me home for Thanksgiving. So they flew me home, and then I basically just didn't go back. Fuck you guys. And, screw other people over. How's it feel? So I'm a big, karma guy. So
got it.
So but I made the decision. I'm going to move to LA and get into fitness.
Uh-huh.
I'll start from scratch.
You always been passionate about that, or?
I so I tore my ACL my senior year in high school playing football. I was going to go wrestle in college and, play some type of sport, either football or wrestle in college. Because I could have played at a JC if anything. But I got lucky, and I basically was going to go wrestle in college, and I tore my ACL, ruined everything. I couldn't wrestle my senior year, and I tore it like halfway through the football season. So it fucked up my whole entire senior year, basically, all sports. So I was kind of depressed about that for a while, and so I kind of lost my opportunity to succeed in sports. Mm-hmm. And I was a good athlete, so it sucked. It was like a really hard pill to swallow.
Yeah.
That's why there's sports psychologists, man.
Man, I know. Yeah. My buddy's trying to get in that field, actually.
People go
super
through
interesting field.
Tough stuff, dude.
Yeah, man.
So I went through that, and then I just, like I said, I always wanted to be in some type of sports or fitness, and then. I went through all the stuff I told you guys about. And when I finally made it to LA, I didn't have a resume in fitness, and I didn't really know how to jump into the business, but I was pretty aggressive, and I basically hit my buddy up at the corporate gym I was working for, and, he gave me a job, and these were like this. He had been there for like 5 years, and then his VP had been working for the company for like, I think 10 or 15 years, basically since the company started, since their first location. This is one of the biggest, I won't say the name, but it's one of the biggest companies out there, mm-hmm. biggest corporate companies out there. And my VP was at the first location. They have well over 500 locations. And then, like I said, they're a big box corporate gym.
Yeah.
And they had just the way they did sales and fitness was like an art. And it was very it was all about sales, and it was very very mechanical. when I say art, it's like sales like an art. So they had all these different closes. Like they had a fucking a closing, like a ring with all these cards with all these different closes on it that you could read. It's like, dude, this is just. And again, I got into fitness because I didn't want to be that guy. So I was in my world. I was in my arena. Like I was a great athlete. I was, I crushed it in the gym. I was well experienced in fitness because I had been working out my whole life. So I'd been working out with trainers and other people. So I moved up in that business quick because anyone that sat in front of me, I just became their buddy. I just said, "Hey, I'm Chris. What do you need? What do you want?" And I was I'd show them the gym, and they would be like, "I want to sign up." I was like, "Cool." So I moved up so quick in the business just because I was just a natural salesman.
Yeah.
That I became a GM like within 6 months, and then stayed working for that company for a couple of years, and I was basically my sales manager quit and went to Velocity Sports Club in Brentwood, and that's where I got all my real experience. It's like some of the top trainers in Los Angeles in the world.
Wait, so you
some
went
of the
to
top performance coaches and trainers in the world were at Velocity. They'd come fly down there, train some of their pro athlete clients, then fly home. And it was a great experience.
Wait, so you moved over to Velocity or your sales manager?
Yeah, so what happened was my sales manager left me at the company I was with, the corporate gym I was with, and it, only people that were like extremely good at what they did and pushed their teams really hard and like were very sales oriented, in the sense of like, organizing and training were succeeding. And I didn't really want to be that guy. I was just like, fuck it. I was good at that. And I did do that. First few months I came in, I blew everybody out of the water as a GM in my district. There's 12 other people in your district, and they had been working in their gyms for years. And I come in and crush everybody, and then everybody hates me because I'm number one. Whatever. It's the way it is. It is what it is. Like Grant Cardone says,
Yep.
You got to get your haters up.
Exactly.
You got to get your haters
I just want
up.
half the people to hate me, half the people to love me. Man. Yeah, my cousin started Grant Cardone Canada, so he was on the podcast.
Really?
Yeah. Oh yeah, he's all up. You talking about you can talk to him about sales for fucking years, man.
I love it.
Ooh, yeah. I should put y'all in contact.
So I wanted to get I wanted to get out of what I was doing. I mean, I was kind of happy with where I was at, and I would have stayed there because you make a lot of money, and I was relatively young still before I hit my 30s. So he left, and their business, they had just launched their business. They had moved from Bundy and Pico to Bundy and Olympic at a I think it was like a 5,000 or 6,000 square foot spot. They moved because he didn't think he was successful there because it was just a random area, and he's like I want to move to where a lot of our clients are coming from, so he moved over to Brentwood. And he moved in a place that was double the size, like 11 or 12,000 square feet. The rent was double, 35, around 30, ended up being around 37,000 a month. So they recruited me. I didn't really know all this before they recruited me, but after like 2 or 3 months of them like talking serious about getting me to go take over and help as a co-GM, I didn't know how the fuck that was going to work, but as a co-GM, and if my buddy Anthony hears this, bless him, but that just was a stupid idea. So they wanted me to be a co-GM because he came in and took over, but he had no fucking clue what he was doing.
Yeah.
So he asked me to come help him.
So you were coaching.
But like, how does that work, right? Like, am I going to work for you, but I'm supposed to help you? Like,
Yeah.
so it just, so after like a month of me just going like this, I'm like, what the fuck are these guys doing? So, I kind of just spoke up and I was like, hey, I gotta go. You guys took me away from a nice pay, nice salary, and like, now, are you guys gonna go out of business? Like, are you guys able to pay rent? Like, I'm seeing like all these signs, and he's like, he comes to me one day. He's like, yeah, we are gonna go out of business. I don't have enough money to pay rent next month, and I'm like, you motherfucker! Oh, you guys just got me involved in your mess. So I was like, well, I'm in this mess. This could be a good opportunity. It could be a shitty opportunity, but it could be a great opportunity because this is a really badass, high performance, business.
Yeah.
It was before the studio era. So there was no studios. There was no Pilates studios. There was yoga studios had just started to pop up kind of. but there was no hit studios. There was nothing like what we have. So I'm like, all right, cool. This is how it's gonna work. I was like, you have to give me all of Homeboy's salary, every penny. We got to tell him bye. He's no use, literally.
Yeah.
Wasted time and space. So let's get rid of him. Because I couldn't pay my bills working for him. I was gonna have to leave. So I was like, if you want me to stay, you gotta like. They weren't paying me very much. They were just offering me like equity and whatever else. And so I took a stupid deal in the beginning. But then I changed. I would have left, but I changed it. So I made this deal with them, and I was like, I got a minimal, salary and commission paid and bonus paid to where it's structured to where I could barely pay my fucking bills, but it was incremental. So I would have made more and more as I built that business. And I did. I fucking crushed it. I brought all my people in, all my trainers in. I built a staff. I changed it from a high performance athlete gym to a performance like athlete gym to a basically like a high performance fitness athlete gym, but mostly fitness, so we could bring in the numbers.
Yeah, you need the numbers.
So we needed the numbers. So, athletes are few and far between, but everybody needs to work out. So we're like, this is the way you're going to save your business. I worked countless amount of hours every day. Like I put my heart, buried my heart and soul into that place, and it was tough, but I built it up in 22 months. It's like $95K a month, just crushing it. Now, with that, I had to buy all the fitness equipment and everything else. So the expenses were creeping up, and it just he made it real difficult, dude. So the owner was like taking business that I was bringing in. He was taking it and then pulling it off to the side for himself, and like having them pay cash or whatever, however he gets paid. Yeah. Of course, whatever, he owned the main business. So it is what it is, but that made it very hard for me to do my job and build my business. And it's also kind of unethical and fucked up due to someone that's helping you build your business.
Yeah, super unethical.
Especially when I got paid off of the overall numbers of the business I was building, right? Mm-hmm. So he's like taking.
So he's taking from. He's literally taking money out of your pocket. Yeah.
And then I was hitting my numbers and my bonuses, and he's like. Every month he was like, well, you're making more money than me. And I'm like, yeah, but I'm the one doing all the work, building the business. You're the one that, invested in putting this together. So you have to be patient, and this is just how it works. Yeah. And he's like, yeah, but you're making more than me. I was like, yeah, dude, so what? Yeah. And so he would change my pay structure like every other month for like almost 2 years. So I was like very resentful from the very beginning. And he also had a very bad reputation. He was kicked out of the Olympics and whatnot for like, I don't want to go into it, but for just being shady. And
that sounds like a whole nother podcast.
Yeah, I mean, hey, phenomenal coach. But so yeah, anyways, a lot of Olympic athletes, a lot of pro athletes there, got a lot of experience, a lot of badass trainers. You learn something new from every trainer. And, if you're somebody who just has a bunch of friends in independent training gym, that's great. But if you are like the GM or like the owner and you like actually have a relationship with everybody that has a deal with you there or whatever it is, or a friendship, and they're, you teach everyone stuff and they teach you stuff, and it's like you end up getting a lot of experience. Yeah. So I got a tremendous amount of experience in 22 months. It was a profound amount of experience. I was very grateful and stoked. But I ended up parting ways, and they ended up closing down a few months ago. A couple bozos picked up and started running it and ran it to the ground.
So you were in there 22 months, you said?
I was in there for 22 months. It did well for a little while after I left. But
that experience must have been invaluable for you, because you're working those long hours, like getting all that experience and seeing what you like about it, don't like about it.
I built my own. So we built the fitness part of the business, and I brought in all the equipment, and I paid all the debt on most of the equipment off, almost all of it, and then. I built a private training department that we didn't really have as trainers for regular clients, and not just like athletes and not just kids. Just like, come on, how many kids are you gonna fucking train one day? So
aren't you not supposed to train kids like?
No, yeah,
super young.
Kids can train.
Doesn't that stunt growth, or is that
no? Absolutely not, dude. No, kids want to start training at a really young age, and not with weights. So like you're not gonna like start throwing weights and dumbbells around, and plates around, and weights over your head at a young age. But you are gonna learn like running mechanics. You're gonna learn agility training. You're gonna do these types of things, and it doesn't matter what age you are. You can always do some just like cardio and workout type training.
Yeah, 100%.
A lot of kids don't get tired, but a lot of kids really need it, especially in America, dude.
Yeah.
Some kids
Fuck
getting
yeah.
overweight, you know.
Fuck yeah. It's an epidemic.
So you have a speed training window. So for little girls, the speed training window is from 6 to 13 years old. For boys, the speed training window is from 7 to 12. 7 to 13, right? So girls 6 to 12, boys 7 to 12. And what that window is.
Yeah, what does that mean, speed training?
It's it's like your motor learning, like most optimal years, where basically if you learn something, it's like riding a bike. You have it with you for the rest of your life. If you learn how to swim, if you learn how to like do a long jump, if you learn, you know, I wrestled in high school. I wrestled, you know, I started at a very young age, and I was able to keep it with me. I learned right inside of my speed training window at like 11 and 12 years old.
Yeah.
So I just like always kind of have those reflexes.
Right.
You know? I don't have to think about it. Same thing with running mechanics.
Yeah.
You know, running is a learned thing. Running, it's like a learned, you know, like I said, it's a learned thing. There's a couple different ways to run, but if you learn how to run properly, you're absolutely going to run faster. So,
damn, I need some of that.
Yeah, man.
I gotta get my speed up.
Man, I mean, a lot of people don't realize. I mean, you get a lot of like football players and a lot of athletes, especially basketball players, because they don't really need to run far, but that like make it to the highest levels and haven't really learned how to run properly or like, you know, so. But you know, everybody's different. Sometimes some people don't really need to learn how to run properly. They run that fast.
Yeah, they just got it.
You know, but if you see people running in the Olympics, you can kind of see them picking their knees up and
that's got to be proper, right?
They have a specific mechanics.
Yeah,
it's pretty obvious.
Bullet's over there tripping.
Yeah, we got a bullet here. Yeah. Come here, bullet. Come here.
Oh, he's good. He's all good. But yeah, so you left that 22 months, paid your dues, and then
dude. And then I started my own business.
Yeah,
and it was
so you started Double Ops.
No, it was a personal training business called Prime Fit Elite, which is the private.
But you still have that, right?
Private training department of Double Ops, and so it was wildly successful. So we did really well. A lot of the trainers from Velocity were working with me. Actually, a few of them split. When I left Velocity, they left with me, and you know.
And started at Prime Fit Elite.
Yeah, so I owned that and ran that for I want to say 2 to 4 years, and did quite well with that. And another international brand came knocking. And you know, I won't say their name, but they came knocking, and and I worked with them as a consultant. You send contracts, so you don't want to talk about them too much. So I worked with them. I brought them to the United States. They are the biggest fitness brand in the world in terms of like hit training studios. They have the most locations. So they're a big international brand. They're based out of Australia. They're now big here. But these guys are like basically like a sales based technology company. They just focus on sales. That's why they sell so many locations.
Damn.
I think pretty sure they have a pretty high failure ratio with a lot of their franchises.
Really?
You can see it online. It's like public information, but you get you got a lot of other brands out there like Orange Theory and other brands that are doing very well. So just about quality control and running your brand right. And I think so we had the opportunity to really, like I said, really digest a lot of these brands. CrossFit, all of them.
Yeah.
A lot of the hit brands that have treadmills inside of their studios. And we just decided that's not what we wanted or who we wanted to be. And, coming from Velocity, and it's kind of like Velocity implements the track and field world into every athlete. It doesn't matter who you are, right? So with like the dynamic warm-ups and with like a lot of like really sound movements that make you strong, quick, a lot of movements that help you with your speed and agility, that comes from the track and field world, a lot of the dynamic stretching movements that we do.
Yeah, and you guys
the dynamic warm-up movements that we do. So, I feel like Velocity did a good job incorporating like the track and field world into like a lot of their warm-ups or just their culture, really. And so I feel like I took some of what I learned, from them. They still exist. The one in LA doesn't exist, but I think for the most part, every one of their locations is kind of run differently. They offer different stuff and everything else. It's really about quality control, So I got a chance to see how a lot of different franchises run. And I even went from the LA location and went and helped run the Newport Mesa location. So, I mean, I got to run a couple.
Cool.
Yeah, dude.
Yeah.
And, you know, I just saw a gap in the market for what we do. And that's just two things, you know, classes and private training.
Right.
You know, and there's no real need to have an open gym with people walking around staring at their cell phones, taking fucking selfies and all that bullshit. There's no need for it, man. There's really not. You know, everybody needs to be in a program. If they're really serious about getting in shape, like, do a real workout. Like, I mean, some people don't need that. Some people are good. They go to their gym and they crush a great workout, or they have their app and they check out, they have their trainer on their app or whatever it is, you know. Some people have the discipline, but that is very few and far between, my friend.
No, 100%. And I feel like the partner system too, like being paired with somebody,
man,
that's it. Like that, there's a lot to be said for that.
Oh yeah, dude. We have trainers that start with us, and every once in a while when they start with us, they'll like spread everybody out and put everybody at zones by themselves, and I'll be like, no, there's a reason why we have them, like, why we double people up and triple people up.
Definitely.
And it's not just a workout with one big circuit where everyone is at their own zone.
Yeah.
It's because it's like, it's camaraderie. Like, you're training with somebody, like, you know, it's
100%.
the energy in the room, man.
And if like your partner's going hard, you're gonna go hard. Yeah. It's just how it is, you know? Like,
I got like members, like one of the homies at the gym, Ryan. He's like, fuck, Chris, I really like being your partner. It motivates me. And I'm just like, oh, fuck. I gotta work out really hard today. I love it. It's a good time.
Yeah. No, I love that aspect of it too. Because at first I was like, damn, like, I don't really want to have a partner. Like, I'm used to being in my own gym, like, just chest press, like 10 minutes between set, you know. But then, like,
you've got your whole crew in, man.
Now we got a
new partner to have every day.
Now we got a crew in there for sure.
Nancy.
My mom's in there going hard.
Love it. Nancy's she's my favorite. She one of the trainers hit me up last night. She's like, it's so cool how Johnny always wants to be his mom's partner.
I gotta be.
Of course.
Yeah.
Why would he not want to be?
Oh,
hey, if my mom came to work out, I'd be like, yes. No, everyone get away. That's my partner.
That's what I'm saying.
That's my mom.
Like, yeah. Nance gets after it too.
Yeah, she works out hard. She's in good shape.
Yeah, she is.
That's what happens when you work out your whole life.
Exactly. She has been. She was on aerobics early. Even though I don't know how I feel about aerobics. Different,
Jane Fonda.
Different conversation. But yeah, so then Double Op started in one location, right?
Yeah, so we just have one
expand,
location right now. You know, owning and operating a business in Santa Monica is tough. It's the fitness capital of the world, in my opinion. You know, you got Sydney, you got New York, and you got WeHo. So you got like Manhattan, you got Santa Monica, right? You could say that, like, you know, Los Angeles. You call New York one. You can call, like, you know, from Santa Monica to WeHo.
New York one.
WeHo one. Yeah, you can break them up, but I'm just saying regions. You know, areas.
Yeah.
Call Sydney or Australia one. But there's not a lot of these markets that are firing as high as these. Like, you know, there's a fitness studio on every corner of here, man. It's like, it's crazy. Know, and so to stay above water, it's tough.
Yeah, I bet.
You have to know what you're doing. You have to operate well. So we're lucky because the owner of our brand is a really dependable guy. And so we're able to hire good people, you know?
You have the most amazing people in
dude.
there. I love everybody in there.
You get lucky with that. You hire some it's not only like good people, they're badass. Yeah. Badass people, man. So we have some legends, you know, on my team, and it, you know, they're all so awesome. I gave up all the classes. I don't even teach. I teach once a week.
Yeah, you really don't.
I'll get back on the schedule. It's just I'm getting some stuff done, working on some projects for Double Ops, for DOP, and, you know, once I'm done with that shit, I'll
So are you looking to
back on it?
Looking to open up other locations, or
so the goal is to once I have all my, you know, my technology. We have some pretty sophisticated technology, and we haven't launched every version of this of our software yet. Yeah. So it's just, I'm kind of waiting to finish it, and not waiting. I'm working on it with developers, and so once I finish my technology, and it's more from the operator standpoint. The technology is done from what you guys get to see, but from an operator standpoint, there's a little bit more that I'd like to finish. And once I perfect then we're gonna start partnering with people who want to open locations, and it's really not that expensive to open a location. You just have to have a fitness background, whether you're a certified trainer who's passionate about the business or you're an ex-elite athlete, whether you played sports in high school or college.
Yeah.
We'll work with you and we'll see,
Oh my God. Bullet wants to get on the podcast.
Hey, Bullet, what are you doing?
Bullet just jumped up on the table. Oh my God, he's so
buddy.
funny. Is he good, you think?
He gets antsy, yeah.
He's
good.
all right.
He's good.
But yeah. All right. Yeah. Well, that's great, man. So outside of fitness, what other
outside
ventures
fitness,
do you have? What do you?
I like to travel a lot.
You look like you have a good time.
Yeah, I got a good life.
I've only known you for like 3-4 months, but you look like you having fun,
I got a good life, man.
Right.
I grew up in Newport Beach.
Yeah.
There's a fun mentality out there. You start partying at it. You're responsible, but you start partying at a young age and enjoying life.
For sure.
I wanted to get out of the OC, called the Orange Curtain.
The Orange Curtain.
I wanted to get out there and see what was out there. So I moved, I traveled around the country for a little while, and then I moved to Los Angeles, of course, because it's just a bigger market, and that's where I wanted to start my fitness career. And I'm not only I'm a fitness professional and whatnot, or fitness expert, but I'm like a fitness entrepreneur as well. So
definitely.
So I'll end up launching more things within the Double Ops brand, or whether it's under our brand or just in other arenas of the industry. And I just keep, whether it's products or, equipment that we use in the studio, whatever it is, I'll always make things happen.
That's cool, man. I love it. You're progressive, like onto the new frontier kind of thing.
I can't sit still. I'm excited about life,
So what do you think like the next fitness craze is going to be? Because I've seen it go from like CrossFit to HIIT. And
I don't know what the next craze is going to be. I just tell you.
Where are you trying to take it?
I think where it's at right now is where it should be.
Got it.
It doesn't really need to be anywhere else. It's functional training. What we do, functional training is just so important for the body, and I think it's the best thing for us. You can do it every day. Yeah.
Definitely.
Can't beat it.
Definitely. No, I love it too, man. But shit. All right. What's that outside of fitness? Like, what you got any other ventures, or your time all consumed?
Outside of fitness, I'm interested in real estate, so I dabble in a little bit of that.
I love all that.
I got some fun goals in terms of like developing properties and things like that. So so that once I get some of these projects in fitness done, I'll move on to some of those bigger projects. Those are just bigger goals. Those are pretty fucking big goals.
Yeah. Like what kind of real estate are you thinking?
I'm into commercial real estate.
Gotcha.
More on the development side. I wanted to a few of my friends are developers, so
so you've
been talking with them. Probably get involved with something like that at some point soon.
Yeah, definitely.
Besides that, honestly, man, I stay in my lane. Real estate's like what I'll be getting into and stay in. As like a hobby. Yeah. Obviously, people make a lot of money with that hobby, or that side gig. It's just a side hustle. I think everybody, it doesn't matter who you are, needs to get into real estate.
I think so too.
It's just something that you need to get into. In the world we live in right now, especially like living in like a city like Los Angeles, if you're not successful, you're broke. Yeah. It's like, I don't know what the numbers are, but they're wild when it comes to, how many people live paycheck to paycheck.
Oh, it's fucking nuts.
It's sad. And you just think about how many people are like this close away from being homeless. And that's why this is all happening around us. So that's fun. It's actually funny that you bring that up. So that's beyond real estate, beyond fitness. I got 2 other things going on. I work with a group of entrepreneurs that have all started their own brands. So I have a leadership degree from Chapman.
Okay.
So my dad has a doctorate in organizational leadership. I have a leadership degree from Chapman. It's leadership and organizational studies. And with that, I've just always focused on, leadership, and studied it and tried to understand it. And, I have a lot of books and whatnot. And transformational leadership is just, it's a big part of business, because if you don't continue to transform and be, stay up on everything, then you're going to fall behind.
Yeah, definitely.
And things are constantly changing, and not just with technology, like everything else. Look at the way the world is now, and thank God, women are able to have the more equal rights and everything else. But like things weren't like that when we were young. For the generation before us, it was nothing like that. So just things change in all areas and all arenas. What were we just talking about?
Real estate, other ventures, leadership.
Oh, the other ventures. So sorry about that. So the other ventures is I run a mastermind group, and so it's like I said, it's all a bunch of like brand owners and entrepreneurs, and then what I want to focus on, and I'd like for this mastermind group to help me, as well as like all my members and friends and family. I have a business plan how to like end homelessness.
Wow.
And so it's real. And not only will it end homelessness, it'll get all of our states out of debt. And so, obviously, like, we have all this economic debt in this country. It's so sad. Yeah. And like China's, for example, like we're in debt. We are in debt to those mofos.
Yeah.
We got to do something. So
how many trillion is it?
I think it's 3 or 4, in between 3 or 4 trillion. Look it up.
I'm looking it up really quick. U.S. national debt clock, real time. Oh fuck.
What are we at?
22 trillion, bro.
Woo! So we're in 22 trillion, but how much are we in debt to China alone?
How do I?
It's probably,
bro. Look at this
probably
fucking.
Up there. Oh my god!
Look at how crazy that is. I don't think it says to China. I can look it up too, though.
It's all good.
But it's probably like China's fucking.
So yeah, man. So you hear more about that. I'll be talking about it on like my Instagram and everything else. I got a chance. I got a chance to do more than just fitness right now, just because I got my business up and running over here in Santa Monica. We don't have any other locations. So that's the issue with LA, is that LA is very tough to open up studios. We've tried several times to open up. Not only do you have to open up, but you have to invest to open up a studio, whether you're going to get it or not. It's just like,
what do you mean?
You got to pay for an architect, you got to pay for an attorney to go over the lease, you got to pay for the application for the permit, you got to pay for the expediter, you got to pay.
That's the part of business that people don't see until they really dive into it.
Yeah, man. It's just it's a big risk. So one of my buddies just lost a location. They invested $10,000 and they lost it. I just lost a large lump sum. It wasn't $10,000, but it was a significant amount of money. And so it's not fun losing that. And so, you got to be strategic about it, and you got to really, make sure you make the right moves. And even when you make the wrong moves, sometimes you got to recover a little bit and then move to the next opportunity. So we're just trying to get open. We're looking on all the different areas that are local that will complement this location, because we have such an overspill. We have all our classes, have wait lists in the morning.
Damn near they're all wait lists. I can't get a class in the morning anymore. Nah.
2 weeks you can.
2 weeks.
2.5, 3 weeks.
Yeah.
You just book in.
You gotta book them like just fucking month in advance.
You gotta have some forethought. Be organized with your life.
You're right.
Come on.
You're right. Speaking on that though, a little bit. Your work-life balance looks good. I saw you out paddleboarding with Bullet, your dog.
Dude, I take the German Shepherd on.
You have a good time.
I have a good life, man.
Like I saw you in Brazil a couple weeks ago. You're all over the fucking map, man.
Yeah, dude.
Like, so how do you keep that?
Work hard, play hard.
Yeah.
It's funny you mentioned that. I think I mentioned this. I did a podcast a couple weeks ago, and I mentioned this to my buddy that was running the podcast. It's like Tim Ferriss had his 4-hour work week book. And I liked the book.
I don't know about all that.
I liked the book. I wasn't really like, I'm about working hard. I'm cool with working 16 to 18 hour days. I'm cool with not having weekends. Like, what the fuck is Saturday and Sunday? It's just another day. Like, I'll work if I need to. Like, if it's like the day I need to just like decompress or relax, like you need to have one day or something that you shouldn't be working like 7 days a week all month. Like, you need to decompress. And if you don't, or if you just work a really, if you work a lot of hours and you hustle really hard, you do have to decompress every 3, 4, 6 months, every year, every 2 years. I have been at points in my career where I can last for 1 to 2 years and don't need any trips and like nothing. I'm talking about like don't even go out of town for vacations. I mean, I grew up in Newport Beach, so I get to go home and visit my family and see my friends. It's like a vacation.
Yeah,
it's like
for
going
sure.
home. It's like going to paradise. It's just basically going home. So I get that. I get it out of my system a little bit, not a lot. But enough to be disciplined and not want to like take trips all the time when I'm focused.
Right.
There's like a quote that says like all it takes is 6 months of dedication that could really change your life and put you in a different place that will change things for you for the rest of your life, because you'll be much more successful. It's true.
Yeah.
And to be honest with you, it takes less. You can do it in 3 or 4 months.
Yeah.
But if you put 6 months to 12 months to 24 months of like hard hustling work down, of consistency, of building relationships, investing in other people, that's one of the reasons I think why I've always been successful in my life. I've invested a lot in other people.
Mm-hmm.
And
in what aspects? Like
being there for them, training them, helping them make more money, whatever it is, training them so they have the tools to make more money. That's why I was so successful at Velocity. That's why we had so many trainers. We had upwards of in between 65 to 80 trainers leave Equinox Sports Club Brentwood and Westwood that all left because I recruited them. And
damn,
because they were able to bring some of them were like able to bring their own clients and this and that. And they were just, a lot of them were like, fuck my clients. I just want to start my own business and just work for myself and this and that. And so a lot of them were like very intimidated and very, very scared about being off in the world on their own, responsible for their own paycheck. And so I would mentor them and teach them how to, just create a business or a brand for themselves. It doesn't matter if you use your own name, you are your own brand or whatever it is. So, come on, bro. And just explain exactly,
Johnny Noble podcast.
Baby, let's go. So, used to mentor like a lot of those trainers and teach them how to create their own brand and represent themselves and just market themselves, bring their own business in, retain their business. Yeah. All that good stuff.
Fuck. No, definitely. And that's super, that probably gives you more energy if nothing else, like seeing helping other people succeed. Like, just makes you happier. Yeah. Gives you more.
I think it's safe to say I have a fair share of like being successful with the work that you can see where I'm successful. For instance, like brands I've created and things I've done, but also people. Like I've helped a lot of people along the way. Like, I've brought, I've typically always in my lifetime liked to work with people who don't have a big career. I don't want to hire this trainer that like fills up classes or this or that. That doesn't really do it for me. If they're a friend of mine and they fall within my community, like I'll do that, but I'm not like, I like to start with somebody who maybe has never even been a trainer, but they just got a degree, a kinesiology degree, or something like, because they want to do this with their life, and they've been dedicated, and they show they've shown they're dedicated through a 4-year piece of paper, right?
Oh, for sure. And I mean, Nick, Katie, and Dusty over there filling up classes, though.
Dude, Dusty has a kinesiology. He has a kinesiology degree. Katie has multiple certs. You know what I mean? Nick is more dedicated to fitness, and Nick is more like me than probably anyone else. He's obsessed.
Yeah, he is.
Nick's like that other book that Grant Cardone has.
Yeah,
be obsessed or be average, baby.
Yes, sir.
So that's Nick falls under that. He's very on top of that. So I surround myself with people that push themselves in whatever area it is. Katie, in the actual workouts, she's just like
a dog.
Wow. Yeah, and she's a great trainer.
She is.
Her personality and her dad jokes. They all you get Chloe. I forget what.
Oh, I didn't shout Chloe out. I
forget
love
where
Chloe
she
too.
placed. She placed like 14th or something in the LA Marathon. It's like, I don't remember what a qualifying time or place was to be in the Olympics, but she wasn't very far away from it. Yeah. So she's a beast, and we're proud to have her. She doesn't teach a ton of classes, but she's like, it's just so nice having people like Chloe on our team.
Yeah, definitely.
And we got
They're also
Sam,
switched
Sam,
on,
then
man.
Mike is an Olympic. He's actually an Olympic athlete, an Olympic swimmer.
Yeah.
He won. I mean, he recently set a record for his age group, so he's still like the fastest swimmer for his age with the breaststroke. So and we have people that, you know, they set high goals. I mean, this is just who I am. I don't want to be around people who aren't like that.
No, fuck no.
No.
Yeah, because that's contagious too. Like whoever you surround yourself with is contagious. Rule of 5, you know.
Yeah, and it's you know, the more you get to know people, the more exciting it is, because then you get to watch their progression, and you get to hear about what they're thinking about, and what their goals are, and
like you said, invest in other people.
You get to know their family, and like, you know, and then it sounds corny, but it fills your fucking heart up more, dude.
100%.
It's cool. Yeah.
100%. Yeah. I feel
sorry, I cuss a lot.
Oh no, I do too. It's all fucking good on here, man. My mom hates how much I cuss, but
it is what it is. My mom's not a fan.
Sorry, mom. But yeah,
sorry, Nancy.
Big Nance. So yeah, we gotta start wrapping up. It's been damn near an hour now.
Well, I appreciate it,
man. I got one more question for you though.
What's your question?
When you see yourself in like 5-10 years, like, just where's your overall happiness lie? Like, just keep doing what you're doing, or I mean, you know, like,
I'm very
my bad, a little closer to the mic.
Yeah. No, I'm very happy with my
trajectory,
with my journey so far, and where I'm headed. So I put in a lot of work so I could just go in one direction, and continue to succeed. So right now I'm just focused on opening more locations. I won't be extremely pleased until, you know, we have 10, 20, 50 locations out there. And, you know, I want to help people in different markets. I want to get to know people. I really want to see people's lives change on our account, you know, because we've created something that they love and that they're passionate about.
Wait, so what makes a location right? Like a multitude of factors.
So
be, right?
Again, and just difficult to open in Los Angeles with permits and things like that. So really all we have to do is just, once we start advertising for partnerships, and, you know, for people to become operators and studio owners, all they have to do is fill out an application, and if they qualify, then they submit their deposit, and
it's coming.
And it's not expensive, you know. It's not expensive to open one of these studios. We don't have all these treadmills and all these machines, right? You know what it is.
Just the TVs.
Yeah, we got the bikes, we got the rowers, and we got our technology. So, you know, it's around, you know, 130 compared to like all the other studios are like 150 to 250,000 open. Ours is like 130 to 180. Just it depends, because if you're in New York, you know, sometimes you're paying a lot more for the real estate, for your deposit, for your this. In LA,
is crazy.
Some of these locations I've looked at are like, you know, $10,000 to $25,000 a month. Excuse me, not 10. $15,000 to $25,000 a month, and it's like they're not very big. But in Arizona or in Seattle or in, you know, different markets, it's different. You know what I mean? Just LA, San Francisco, and New York. Exactly. The real estate's just astronomical. And that's why the big box gym model is no longer good.
It's done, you think?
It's done. There's no way it can survive. I mean, based on the way the real estate's going, there is absolutely no way. And listen, I'm a fitness consultant, so just take it from me. You're not gonna see another gym like Equinox or you know, like Golds. One of these other Golds or something pop up and just take over. It's not gonna happen. Yeah. You might see more mergers happen where Equinox sells to a different brand and they take Equinox locations over or something like that, but you're not going to see a new brand pop up and just find gyms, spaces, find these spaces and open these big spaces. It's not going to happen. All these cities have all their parking accounted for already. They have no more parking. Santa Monica has no more parking.
Literally no more parking.
So it's just the way it is, man. So 5 to 10 years, that's where I'm at. I want to open up more studios. I want to meet a woman of my dreams. Need a wifey, you know.
He's single, ladies.
Bullet needs a mom.
Ladies, he's single.
So
taking suitors.
Yeah, you know, I'm happy. I'm happy either way. Being single, it's fun. You can get up and go and do whatever you want whenever you want. You know, obviously you see.
Yeah, I know.
I've been kind of, you know, I've been all over the place lately. So
you can't tie him down. All right, if you haven't been to Double Ops, get in there. amazing workout.
Yeah, man. Double ops in Santa Monica, and hopefully we open up a location next to you one day.
Man,
Soon, one day, very soon. If you have any
Coming
trainers in your life that want to open a studio that has some of the best programming in the world, if not the best,
yes, sir.
call us up.
All right, Chris Mogaddam.
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 Mogaddam. You
Thanks
got
for
it.
coming, brother. Appreciate you.